East Coast scallops in a shell with bacon, seafood, and a delicious cream sauce. So first what we're going to do is we're going to start with making some bacon bits. I already have the bacon sliced up nice and thin, and we're just going to throw that in the pan on medium to high, and take just a small amount of water and pour in there, and just work the bacon as it first heats up. It'll easily all come apart with that water. The water really helps that out a lot. So, and then while that's on and going, we're going to start with cream sauce. Well, basically it's cream and we're just going to thicken it. So put that in. We're just going to put that on in between medium and low, and we'll let that heat up. Okay, so while the bacon's cooking and the cream's heating up, we're going to make a roux to thicken cream. And all we're going to do is we're going to take flour and butter, equal amounts, and we're going to pour that together. And then I'm going to stir this up, and you want it to come to a nice paste. That's getting really nice, that is, right there. So you can see the bacon's all nicely separated. It's cooking very nicely. You want to continuously stir this. The cream, I think you can see there's a bit of steam. It's close to boiling. I did have that on medium high, in between medium high there for a while. So now I reduced it to low. And what we're going to do is we are going to slowly thicken this by putting a scoop in at a time. So you're going to want to have a whisk handy. That in and whisk it in. I'm just going to take the whisk and get a good amount. And as I add it, I'll leave it for a while because the heat will thicken this. And you do have to be a little careful because it can get thick fast, so just take your time with it. So I have the cream to the thickness I want, so I'm going to take it off the heat so it don't get no more thick. You can see it's still fairly running, so that's as thick as you want it there. So we got this thickened. It is getting a little thick, so what I'm going to do is just add a little bit extra flavor and to thin it out a little bit is we're going to just take 2 nice clean spoonfuls of bacon fat. We're just going to put that in there, and that will definitely give it some nice taste. Beautiful. Right. Oh, and don't forget, preheat your oven to 375. Almost forgot to tell you that. And don't forget to hit subscribe. Almost forgot to tell you that. So when your bacon is close to done, it always starts to bubble like this. That's how you know it's definitely close to being done. So I'm only going to leave this go a little bit longer, and then we're going to remove it and put it on a plate with paper towel. Now, as you can see, this usually happens. This got thicker than I would like. So all I'm simply going to do is this was whipping cream, all whipping cream. I got a bit of blend and I want to thin it down, so I'm just going to add a little bit. And that should be enough. And then we're just going to whisk that. That's how you want it running. Okay, so time to get the bacon off, remove it from the fat, get it on some paper towel. So it's time to prepare the seafood for the scallops in the shell. Scallops are easy. We're simply going to remove the little nib part from the one side on all of them. Now for the lobster, all I need is the tail. And this was previously frozen, so it easily came out. We're just going to devein it. And that's a small tail, so I'm going to use the claws also. So then you're just simply going to take your lobster and chop it up in small pieces. And same with shrimp. I'd say about 4 pieces depending on the size. Now it's time to make the toppings. We do it with Breton Crackers. Simply going to take the whole package. We're going to put it in a Ziploc. You're just going to simply take them and crush them. So you get them crushed up to there, pour them in a bowl. Now that they're in the bowl, what we're going to do is we're just going to add butter. And we're gonna add the butter until it completely covers all the Breton crackers to make them all moist. I will put the amounts in there, but you do have to guess it a little bit. You have to judge it. And I had that measured out just right, so I'll put the measurements up in the corner so you can see them. And I will tell you, I do have a really delicious pan-fried scallop video that you should check out, that I will put up in the corner. So there's how you would like it, just like that. Definitely moist throughout. And now it's time to put the scallops in the shell together. So I'm going to show you how to put the scallops in the shell together before I put them in the oven. Now if you don't have shells, you can use little dishes, or you can use like an 8x10 casserole dish and just make it all together. So first I'm going to start with just placing one scallop in the center of each. And this is a bit of a balancing act when you have these shells, because they do tip, so you just have to work with it. And today I'm going to add 2 to each one. And then we're going to take the shrimp and put a few pieces of shrimp around it. Now I'm going to add just a little bit of lobster to each one. This will give it some nice seafood flavor. So now it's time for the cream. And this continuously will thicken, so I even added more cream that you didn't see. So just make sure when you put it on, it's runny. So I'm simply going to take it and take my time, because this is where they can tip if you're using the shells. And put as much cream in them as possible. Fill them up to the brim. Right, now it's time for the bacon. So this one is tilted forward. I'm just going to take a spoon and put it on the tray. Help balance it. I think it's sure. A little bit of salt. A little bit of pepper. Sprinkle of tarragon. They're looking beautiful. Now for the last, we're going to coat them with the crackers. I'm going to do this with my hands. It's going to be easy. Again, be careful not to tip them. So easy. So I'm going to try to cover all the cream and the bacon. So there you have it, scallop in the shell. Now I'm going to put them in the oven behind me. I got it on 375. And we are going to put it on for about 35 minutes. That should do it. But we're going to take a look at 35 minutes just to make sure that it's bubbling and it will look a little crispy out around the edges. And I definitely will have you there when I open the oven door in 35 minutes. But for now, I'll see you then. They've been in the oven on 375 for 35 minutes, so let's check them out and see if they're done. Oh, they're looking good. Look, they're bubbling. They're bubbling out over. Definitely done. You don't want to overcook seafood either, so we're going to take them out. We're going to leave them cool for a little bit, 10 minutes, and then we're going to give them a taste test. Don't them look beautiful? So it's time to try these. They've been set in 10 minutes. They're cooled down. So let's just break it apart and see how it's done. I'm sure they're done. I'm going to cut the scallop in half. Oh, it's beautiful. Not overdone. What I'm going to do is get a little bit of everything. Mix it up a little bit. Very, very nice creamy taste. Beautiful. The bacon, the Breton crackers. It's a very tasty dish. Hope you try it. Hit the subscribe. Have a good day.